against the Utah Jazz. Well, for Utah, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a
It's a Western Conference battle at the FedEx Forum in downtown Memphis as the Grizzlies look to work the home court advantage. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and we've got Steve Smith and Greg Anthony at the table with me. And the 4th member of our crew, David Aldridge, our sideline reporter. Steve, we have a great matchup in the middle right here tonight. How fun is it going to see these two great centers go head-to-head?
That's old school when these two guys go at it banging. And you start talking about centers, you know, a lot of people look at points, but then you got to start looking at reboundings and who threw the first elbow and, you know, who's the enforcer and just set the tone for his team.
And the constant fighting for position underneath.
The stuff you don't see off the ball, they go at it.
Gets bad in there, doesn't it?
Yes.
You didn't go in there much, did you?
I just looked and kind of marveled at it.
It's kind of marveled at it. The starters for the Utah Jazz, a tall wing pair with Hood at the 2 and Hayward at the small forward. Boris Diaw is out there with Gobert, and it's Exum in at the point. Now, here's Exum after the Marcus Olmos. Here's Diaw. Gobert, the screen for 3. Hayward. It's rebounded by Gasol.
The thing about setting screens, you have to be willing to sacrifice your body. It can't be half-hearted.
Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Marc Gasol is a workhorse down deep, just rising up and throwing it down.
Now Exum. Gobert, the screen. Hood kicks to Exum. Outside Hood, 6 on the shot clock. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. It's stolen by Green. Pass to Williams. With some arc, Gobert with the block.
And that's one of Gobert's specialties, a shot blocking master.
The Jazz working the ball around now. Count that one. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Conley with it, and Green now, top of the key. Picked by Williams. Green passes to Conley. Gasol setting the pick for Conley. On the wing, Williams. Again, Williams missing.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Surprising. He usually puts the dagger in your heart. That wide open from 3.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Conley kicks to Green. Diaw with the steal. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Liking how Rodney Hood seeks contact on his shot, demonstrating once again that he's not going to back down from anyone.
And Rodney Hood was a 5-star recruit out of high school. He actually began at Arkansas, then transferred to Duke. And when he came out of Duke, he went down to 23rd in the draft in the 2014 selection process. Nonetheless, Smitty, a great pickup for the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, great situation for him. And then some injuries created a lot of opportunities for him. He averaged over 20 minutes a game as a rookie, made the Rising Stars game a full-time starter by his second season. It all worked out.
Both free throws good from Hood.
Rodney Hood has good size at 6'8". Really uses his frame well to get his shots off.
Conley kicks to Green. Inside. Here's Williams. And it's off the back rim. No good.
They just can't seem to get everyone on the same page offensively. 1 of 5 to start.
And Hayward gets it to go.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
They just talked that one up to a little miscommunication. I'm sure they'll get on the same page.
Fantastic dunk, and he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly. And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Pass to Hayward. Just 5 to shoot. He kicks it to Gobert. The basket good off the assist from Hayward.
And when Gobert cuts like that, it's over for the defense. For a big man, his mobility is unreal.
Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach David Fizdale.
Well, Kevin, they have a specific approach to tonight's game. He told me they have to get the ball into the paint as much as possible and take advantage of what they believe is a big inch for them inside. We'll see if they're right about that tonight. Back to you.
All right, David, thanks. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That's foul number 2 for him. Harrison's checked in for Mike Conley. Diaw against Green. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Rudy Gobert, such a great find for the Utah Jazz. A force of nature defensively. Go gadget arms is developing a shot also around the rim.
And Gobert may be the most impactful player of the 2013 draft class. Steve, he was taken 27th. How in the world did he slip that far?
Well, in workouts, you really can't see his value, but put him out on the floor with his length and size and the impact he has defensively, you can't simulate that in workouts. You have to see him play in games.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
The Frenchman, Rudy Gobert, really making an immediate impact with his rebounding and his shot blocking ability.
Harrison passes to Green. Picked by Williams. Passes to Harrison. Clock at 6. Williams dishes to Gasol. Here's Green, and it's Green with the jam.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
And Diaw kicks to Hood. He feeds it to Exum. Gobert, the screen. On its way from Hayward for 2. Another miss by Utah.
To me, that's just a loss of focus. He was wide open from one of his favorite spots.
Gasol a screen. Harrison passes to Gasol. Gobert pulls it in.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Exum kicks to Gobert. To the inside. Green with the block.
One of Jermichael's strengths is his shot blocking. Whether he's down low or on the perimeter, he gets up quickly.
Green, the screen. Allen dishes to Green. Gobert with the block. Hood kicks to Gobert. And that one is good. Gobert's got 8 points.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That's his first foul. And the Grizzlies making a change here. Daniels has checked in, and Utah also making a switch. Max checked in, so timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
Well, you have Rodney Hood, player coming out of Duke that can shoot the basketball lights out. I've always been impressed with him, and now he's been able to run the offense as a secondary ball handler.
Daniels kicks to Allen. Here's Harrison. Shot clock at 5. Here's Gasol. And the shot falls short this time. And Hood out of Duke is a lefty. Pretty crafty with the ball in his hands. And he can score in isolation.
The lefty does a nice job. He comes off pick and rolls deceptively quick. He can get to the rim or he can pull up, and usually it's a bucket.
And Hayward gets it to go.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Grizzlies trail by 8. Here's Harrison. He dishes it to Allen. A pass to Gasol. There's Harrison, defended by Gobert. Here's Allen. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Tony Allen, a 6'4" shooting guard. His lack of height has never been a hindrance defensively.
No, not at all. Tony Allen feels like he's a 7-footer. He'll guard the point guards. He guards guys like Kevin Durant, probably 7 inch taller than him, but he has a huge wingspan. That definitely helps. And he has a mentality to want to guard the best player on the floor.
And he can't get the first one.
Tony Allen has carved out a nice role for himself in this league. A big-time defender who brings a ton of energy each and every possession.
Zach Randolph's checked in for Memphis. Jarrell Martin comes in for Green, then for the Jazz. Trey Lyles checked in for Gobert. Johnson comes in for Boris Diaw. And it's Joe Ingles in for Gordon Hayward. And the league trend is towards more up-tempo basketball. Steve, do you prefer a fast-breaking style or a more methodical, thoughtful half-court approach?
You know, I think it's fun going up and down, playing fast, the tempo. But, you know, in the playoffs, it's still, no matter how fast you play, it kind of slows down. Reason why you know each other plays. You play each other over and over, so it started to become a little methodical. You got to be able to do both.
What style did you think enhanced your game the most?
Well, I think a style that where you can get up and just create mismatches and play a little bit fast, but also understanding the guys that's on your team can recognize mismatches very quickly.
Don't let the defense get set then.
Yeah, yes.
And in his heyday, Zach Randolph averaged 20 points and 12 rebounds. And Stevie's getting up there in age, but still a player to reckon with.
Yeah, it's funny. His nickname, we call him first name 20, last name 10. That's for double-doubles. And he's one of those players that great position rebounder, can score down on the block, gives you an effort on the defensive end. But what he does is give you a guy that you can throw the ball in, settle your offense, and he can get a bucket.
Free throw good, Randolph. You know, Memphis is a hard town, one of the league's smallest markets, too. The second fewest television households in the NBA, Steve. Despite that, the Grizzlies have always enjoyed outstanding fan support.
They've done a tremendous job of connecting with this community. This team has an identity, tough, blue collar, and hard working, and that's the identity of this town.
Now here's Mack. He's tightly guarded. Ingles kicks to Mack. Here's Lyles. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Carter, the pass to Harrison. Outside for Martin. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Now the feed to Daniels. From 11 feet away, and that's an air ball. Not even close. Johnson outside. Oh, good on the triple. The Grizzlies trail by 7. To the middle. Here's Randolph. That's tipped, and that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession.
And you can see they're struggling from the field.
Can't hit the turnaround jumper. Kicks it to Mack. Dishes it to Johnson. Feeds it to Ingles. Johnson the screen. For the 3. Ingles can't get it to go. So it's the Grizzlies now. 7-point differential. Pass to Harrison. It's stolen by Mack. Now the dish to Ingles. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
2 shots.
And the first one drops.
And the Utah Jazz, with all their young talent, a team that's been on the cusp in the Western Conference, I mean, they felt they were ready to make a playoff push, and acquiring some quality veteran leaders with George Hill, Joe Johnson, and Boris Diaw, I think is just what the doctor ordered.
And he can't hit the second. And for the Jazz, Greg, do you like their moves this summer, adding all those veterans?
George Hill, I think, fits a need at the point guard, but can also play alongside Dante Exum. Boris Diaw, a skilled big man who fits well with Gobert and Derek Favors. And then Joe Johnson, a proven shooter and scorer in big-time possessions. So I think overall they did well.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Jazz have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6.
And team stats last season, 74% shooting, so some numbers that they can definitely improve upon.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. Steve, we see so many former players taking over as first-time head coaches. I know you enjoy coaching your son's team. Any thought about coaching in college or pro basketball someday?
What I would love to coach at Michigan State University, my alma mater. But also, there's this other school, Kevin, I'm going to bring you on as my assistant coach. Me and you at Pepperdine in Malibu. That'll be fantastic.
How beautiful is that campus?
So those are my two places I want to coach.
We now know your priorities.
Yeah.
You now have your priorities very, very much in tune. Here's Harrison. Just 5 to shoot. Martin dishes to Randolph. Another miss for him. Now shooting 1 for 4 from the floor.
You know, even though he's been off the mark this quarter, he's trying not to let it shake his confidence.
Here's Ingles. He's covered by Daniels. From 18 feet away, it's not going to go for him. Good work defensively by Martin. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Randolph a screen. Harrison passes to Martin. Favors against Randolph. They get it back. Martin, and it's blocked. Now here's Mack. Guarded closely. The Jazz working the ball around now. And the basket by Ingles. And 1:01 left here in the first quarter. Pass to Daniels. Baseline try. Got a hand on it. But they get it back. Chalk up 2 there. Randolph's got 6. Jazz leading by 8. Pass to Johnson. He kicks to Favors. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Derek Favors vastly improved as a jump shooter. That's so important when he plays that power forward spot.
Yeah, because of the versatility. He was a pick and roll guy to the bucket. Now he can pick and pop and knock down jump shots.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And you look at the Grizzlies organization, a change in ownership back in 2012, a shakeup in the front office in 2014. Steve, there's been more continuity on the court than off the floor.
Yeah, the head coaching position changed as well. Despite the great job done, hopefully they can sustain that foundation.
And so Favors nails both of them.
And they've been the more physical team offensively, seeking contact, looking to score in the lane, and getting to the line.
And that one's good. Daniels.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
The pass to Ingles. He feeds it to Favors. He dishes it to Mack. Ingles kicks to Favors. 6 to shoot. Mack, the pass to Lyles. Baseline jumper. And the rebound goes to Martin. Martin's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Shoots. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Jazz lead by 8. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And the Grizzlies, a team that's dealt with their share of tough playoff losses. But, you know, you talked to point guard Mike Conley, and as he told us before the game, he still feels a championship is within reach.
We feel like we're a team that's had to go through a lot of adversity. We've been through a lot of things that's set us back. You know, we feel like we can be just as good as anybody else, and why not us?
Defense really their identity. That's how they win. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. What do you guys think about the Jazz here in this one?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Yeah, they were in total lockdown mode there. Can they keep it up for their entire game? It remains to be seen.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And so in the game for the Jazz, Johnson is out there with Favors. Then it's Sheldon Mack. Then it's Exum. And it's Hayward in at the 3, the small forward. The Grizzlies trail by 8. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Utah Jazz is one of the up-and-coming teams in the West, and it was a system-wide commitment to young players. The younger teams tend to struggle, but head coach Quinn Snyder said he's committed to letting his players learn through their mistakes. He said it may be painful at times, but that's how we get better. In a lot of things, the only way to learn is through experience. Guys,
they're catching on quickly. Thanks, D.A. Carter against Hayward. Got a piece of it. Now, here's Exum. He's guarded closely. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Favors with the screen. Favors sets the pick for Exum. Clock at 4. From deep. The shot, no good. And it's Memphis the other way. Here's Randolph. That's in there. Carter with the assist. 8 points for Zach Randolph.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And Favors kicks to Hayward. The feed to Gobert. Dishes to Favors. Gasol with the steal. Now here's Conley. Defense right on him. And Derek Favors picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Williams, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Boris Diaz checked in for Utah. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams.
That would have been a good time to just keep it simple. No need to rush that pass.
Utah leading by 3. Gobert the screen. Now here's Mack. Defended by Allen. Gobert dishes to Mack. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Mack's got his first bucket in this one. And here is Conley. Randolph a screen. Over in the corner, Williams. Sinks the three-pointer. Williams has got himself on the board with 3 there.
David Fizdale gets a chance to get the Memphis job. He's been Spoelstra's lead assistant for a while. His name has been floating around in the coaching ranks for a long time. Happy to see him get that job.
Gobert the screen. 6 to shoot. Inside, here's Mack, and that comes off the assist by Exum. Mack's got his second bucket.
That's just an awesome assist. Really paced the ball in that ideal spot.
And with Fizdale, a bright young coach, you're getting a coach who has been a part of multiple championships in Miami. That is why the Grizzlies went out and sought his leadership.
Well, a lot of former players vouch for David Fizdale. He is a coach that relates very well with players, and he developed players. I think he's going to be a fantastic fit for the Grizzlies.
Williams with the steal. To the inside. Here's Gasol. Gobert with the block. High arcing shot, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And Smitty, when you were a young player in the league and taking on the great legends of the 90s, were there any games where you were just in awe of who you were on the court facing?
A lot, Kevin, but some names that come to mind was first Michael Jordan. Going up against the great Michael Jordan. A lot of people say they played against Michael, but he played the 2-guard position.
Right at
and
you,
I had to guard him,
my gosh.
and he was guarding me. And then growing up in Detroit, got a chance to work out with Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, and then compete against these guys. Those are the 3 names that come to mind. I think those are the 3 that really had an influence on my game.
And the single most difficult guy for you to cover?
By far, I couldn't cover him. That was Michael Jordan.
And who was a guy that was the best defensive player on you, guarding you?
And he was a teammate of mine, so a lot in practice. But then when we got traded and separated, Stacey Altman, the plastic man, was a guy I had problems with.
Gobert with the block.
Honestly, I don't know how they cut into that lead with him missing so many shots.
To the paint. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
We always talk about Rudy Gobert's defensive impact, but now on the offensive end, he is never going to be a post scorer, but rolling to the rim, he has good hands and plays above the rim offensively.
And Gobert in that Tyson Chandler mold, Steve. Don't you think you can just see him driving inside and trying to go to the rim? You just can't let him do that.
No, you can't, because when he catches it, he's so long, he can dunk the basketball. But I like that he's adding a little touch around the basket now.
Good checked in for Utah. And he sinks the second. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Now here's Conley. Down low, here's Green, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
You know, Jermichael Green is extremely gifted down low. A solid post threat who can get the job done down there. You know, when you have injuries, they create opportunities, and Jermichael Green took advantage of this. Here's a guy that's played in the D-League and in France, but he's had pretty much, I would say, in 2016, a breakout season for him.
And Green played mostly in the paint in Alabama, but he's showing Steve he can shoot with range here in the pros.
Well, Jermichael is adding that. Very long, has a lot of athleticism, but the one thing you love about him, his face-up game is getting better and better.
Allen outside. Gasol setting the pick for Green. Feeds it to Conley. Back to Green. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. They get Boris Diaw.
You can't afford to leave one of Conley's teammates wide open. He will make you pay.
The Grizzlies shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. That's good from Green. And Coach Quinn Snyder played the game at a very high level himself, won a Washington State High School championship game. Led Duke as the starting point guard. He's got a good-looking resume.
Yes, he does. Pretty savvy with this game of basketball.
Ball's knocked loose. Here's Allen, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. It's going to be on Rodney Hood.
And we know Tony Allen isn't afraid of physical contact. In fact, he's quite aggressive in seeking it out. Tony Allen, and I know best, calling one of his games, he motioned over to us at the table, letting us know he was first team all defense, one of the best perimeter defenders we have in this league.
First free throw is good. And Tony Allen takes up all your airspace as Stevie's just suffocating.
A lot of guys play defense, but Tony Allen, like you said, he wants to get right in your airspace. He forces a lot of turnovers, and he's never shy about making some contact. He was voted the toughest player in the league by a survey of the GMs.
And it's tied up with that one. And the Jazz staking their identity at the defensive end of the floor. Great size in the middle.
Yes, indeed. We talk about small ball. Well, the Jazz, they play big. With Rudy Gobert and Derek Favors in the front line, they make it awfully tough to score in the paint.
Conley, the pass to Gasol. Back to Conley. 5 on the clock, to the paint. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And right around the 2016 All-Star break, Marc Gasol's season was cut short. Broke a bone in his right foot, had surgery, and Stevie was gone for the rest of the season.
That's a huge blow for the Grizzlies because that's losing their best player. And a guy that's 7'1", he's done everything right. Lost a lot of weight, but sometimes those 7-footers, they put a lot of strain on those lower extremities. Well, you ask his teammates, Marc Gasol is really the catalyst for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's the defensive anchor and also the focal point on the offensive end.
And so Marc Gasol nails both of them. And no doubt Gasol the engine of this team, Steve, but he maintains a very humble demeanor, don't you think?
A star, but also you can label him as a great teammate. He stands up for his guys, he bonds with them, puts the team first. That's what you want from your best player.
It's good on the putback.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Conley kicks to Gasol. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. They get Boris Diaw.
You know, the former second-round pick, Marc Gasol, one of the most dominant centers we have in this game.
And the Grizzlies, with quality play, Steve, over the years in their front court and at the point guard position, they've struggled to find the long-term starters, however, on the wing.
Especially on the offensive end. It's been a rotating cast. Tayshaun Prince, Jeff Green, Courtney Lee, Vince Carter, Matt Barnes, Lance Stevenson, and the list goes on and on. They need guys that can score from the wing position.
And so Gasol nails them both.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
Hayward outside. Diaw, the screen. Shot off the pick, and the jumper is on the mark. Diaw's got the game tied up here for Utah.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
You know, that job of getting through screen is not pretty, but somebody has to do it.
And playing with a lot of fire now. They had a tough start in that first quarter, didn't shoot it well, but didn't let that discourage them, and now they're showing what they can do offensively. And they're committing an awful lot of fouls here, and not of the good variety. You don't want to give up easy layups, sure, but it's been a non-stop parade to the foul line.
Jazz have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter, over 60% shooting. Diaw with the screen on Conley. Now Exum. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Hayward can hit.
Aggressive closeout on a great jump shooter. That's how you defend against the three.
Conley with it. Back to Allen. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Grizzlies have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
2 shots.
And that one misses. Daniels, he's checked in for Williams. Utah also making some changes. Lyles checked in for Rudy Gobert. Johnson comes in for Boris Diaw. And it's Joe Ingles in for Gordon Hayward. Good on the second free throw. Jazz trailed by 3. Here's Exum. There's the pick. Kicks to Hood. Trying to get open is Johnson. And Hood with the basket on the assist by Exum. 6 points for Rodney Hood.
Love the concentration from Hood. The defense was doing all they could, but he was just too good for them.
And here is Conley. Outside, Green. Shot clock at 5. Daniels kicks to Gasol. Here's Conley. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Conley's got the lead back up to 3 now for the Grizzlies. Now here's Exum. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Now Allen on the wing. Daniels. Back to Allen. Gasol up top. Lets it fly. And that misses badly. Air ball.
Frozen. Guys just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
Exum kicks to Johnson. Here's Ingles. He's got 5. Pass to Exum. That's a 2 from Hood. Green with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Conley to Dishes to Gasol. It's blocked.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
Exum with it. Pass to Lyles. Johnson outside. Green with the block. Allen outside. And that'll be Memphis as it goes out of bounds. Grizzlies retain possession. And the Grizzlies with some changes. Martin's checked in for Gasol. Carter comes in for Tony Allen. And it's Harrison in for Mike Conley. Derek Favors checked in for the Jazz. On the wing, Daniels. Passes to Harrison. Carter kicks to Green. The dish to Daniels. And it's off from three-point range. Jazz trail by 3. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Hood kicks to Favors. Here's Ingles. That misses, had a chance to tie it there.
A shot he knows he needs to make when the defense sags off him. Still a little inconsistent from out there.
Green, the screen. Carter at the elbow. From outside the arc. That one misses. Johnson with some nice D. And it's Hood in the corner. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it.
Wow. You know he's got to be beside himself. Terrible unforced error.
The Grizzlies making a change here. Randolph is checked in. And Utah with a change here too. Max checked in for Hood. And the Grizzlies leading by 3. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Utah has turned a corner, establishing its identity under Quinn Snyder as a youthful, defensive-minded team. Coach Snyder said, our players have gotten better. Our team has gotten better. There was a connectivity and a defensive mindset that was bubbling beneath the surface. The habits were there. The intensity was there. Things have just clicked. Kevin?
All right, D.A., they're on the rise. Shot clock at 3. Here's Lyles. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Lyles got his second bucket of the night. Martin the screen. Carter down low. Johnson's there. Yep, that one goes in there. Carter's got the lead up to 5 now for the Grizzlies. Jazz have gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. Nice ball movement by Utah. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And they haven't worked it inside as much as they did earlier in the game. Now that they have the lead, they don't seem as determined to pound it down low.
And, you know, Steve, you ask around the league, when it comes to home court advantage, the Jazz have one of the best in the NBA.
A very passionate crowd, very loud and dedicated. And, of course, the altitude plays a factor, too. Second highest in the league after Denver. And for visiting teams, you get winded much quicker.
Left side, Randolph shoots from 12. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Randolph's got 12.
You see he's feeling it now. Shot looks much more in sync this quarter.
And Favors kicks to Mack. Johnson outside. The pass to Mack. Here's Lyles. Outside Favors. Ingles in the corner. Dishes it to Mack. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Randolph. And the Grizzlies leading by 4. Here's Harrison. He kicks to Randolph. Turn around Jay. He can't get it to go. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Grizzlies out in front, leading by 4. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Coach Quinn Snyder, Quinn, what has to happen in the second half?
Well, we got to keep getting stops and really just make plays. Make plays on the offensive end and be solid defensively. No magic.
Pretty simple game, right, Coach? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. One half completed. Let's break it down. The first quarter was a difficult one for Memphis. They wasted no time putting themselves in a difficult situation, having some issues at both ends of the floor and falling behind by 8 points by the time the period came to a close. Things really took a positive turn for them in the second quarter, though, as they went on a huge run and now find themselves leading by 4. Kenny, what'd you think about the Grizzlies?
Well, I think they're feeling the energy of this hometown crowd. Sometimes you get a little complacent and comfortable in your surroundings, but no, they fed off adrenaline in the first half.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Utah?
Well, if you can't shoot the ball, you might want to stop chucking it up. They keep trying the three, but it's not going down. They're relying too much on the three ball, way too much. It's good when it's falling for you, but when it's not, you have to try something else.
And in a matter of moments, they'll be starting the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. See you, folks.
Welcome back, folks. Pleased to have you with us tonight again here at the FedEx Forum in downtown Memphis, Tennessee. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Without question, Zach Randolph displaying his skills today.
Just a dominating performance in the post by him so far, just tearing them to shreds when he gets it inside.
His confidence is riding high, and no one wants any part of him down there. He has really served up a commanding performance here today.
Conley and Allen working once again together in the backcourt. Marc Gasol is out there with Green, and it's Williams at the 3 slot. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. Hayward can hit, and the Grizzlies leading by 4. And there's the call on Gordon Hayward. That's foul number 2 for him.
First team foul.
Gasol a screen. Allen gets to Conley. Inside. Shoots in deep. And there's Gasol. That's good on the assist by Conley. That's now 8 points for Marc Gasol.
Even with good defense, Gasol is a wrecking ball. He shows no remorse for the rim on these jams. He just looks uncomfortable offensively, really over the course of the whole game, and is killing his team.
Conley, the pass to Green. Tipped away. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Diaz. No one near Conley as he lets it go. No good on the quick 3. Exum dishes to Diaw. Hood kicks to Gobert. He feeds it to Diaw. His 3-pointers off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Outside Conley. He dishes it to Gasol. 4 on the clock. Allen passes to Conley. Nice jump shot. Good. And now an 8-point Grizzly lead.
Even with a hand in his face, Conley is too good. Keeps his focus at all times.
Diaw, the screen. Hayward outside. Diaw sets the pick for Hayward. Now the feed to Gobert. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies.
Ugh, ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
Conley dishes to Allen. Feeds it to Williams. Kicks it to Allen. From the low block. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. So far tonight, he's gone 4 of 6 at the line.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
The first free throw is good.
Injuries are to every team, but the Grizzlies were hit bad last season. They cycled through 28 players. That was an NBA record.
Both good from the line that time. And so unfortunate, the Grizzlies last year, a walking mash unit. They still found a way, though, Steve, to make it to the playoffs, despite all the injuries.
They found a way to pull it together. They have a great blend of vets that help the young guys. They never quit, not even up to the final buzzer. That's Grizzlies basketball. What I like there, fantastic defensive rotation. Just suffocated him at the point of attack.
Hood drives in, somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Hood's got 8 points.
And the muscle Hood has is what allows him to hit these shots. Even when he gets roughed up, he toughs it out.
Right side, Conley. Williams sets a screen for Conley. Gasol a screen on Hayward. Nobody near Williams. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got his 3rd assist on the night. And the Jazz call time here.
A lot of organizations obviously want to win now, but what I like about the Utah Jazz, they built this roster patiently, letting their young talent develop. This front office has taken a long view, not looking for shortcuts.
Jazz trail by 11. And for the Utah Jazz, of course, Salt Lake City, not a big free agent destination by any means in some ways. Hasn't that, Steve, influenced their approach a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. They can't get the big names, unfortunately for them. They've done it through the draft, and they're trying to do it by developing a lot of their young players.
Williams sets a screen for Conley. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Here's Allen. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Just crushing it here. 80% to start the half. Dante Exum, the 5th overall pick in 2014. Very excited to watch him in his 2nd season, but he missed the entire season with an ACL. Nice to see him back in action.
And Exum with great size at point guard, Steve. He's at 6'6", like you.
6'6", with a tremendous first step. Not like me. I love the way he attacks the basket.
Conley with it. Now defended by Hayward. Shot from 12. Here's Gasol. Green kicks to Gasol. 5 to shoot. Diaw with the steal.
Oh, did you see that?
Oh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia.
Gasol is so skilled at completing these N1 opportunities. You have to really wrap him up if you want to prevent him from draining the shot.
And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight. And that one falls for Marc Gasol.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Exum kicks to Diaw. Gobert the screen. Diaw the pass to Hayward. Shot clock at 6. Fades back. Green with the block. Williams has got space, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it. Here's Exum. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Gobert, the screen. And here is Diaw for three. Hayward. And it's Hayward again missing. It's Allen on the wing. By Hood. Rebounded by Hood. Hood's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. To the middle. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And that one falls for Diaw. Some changes for Memphis. Randolph comes in for Jermichael Green, and it's Troy Daniels in for Allen. And Utah with a change here, too. Max checked in. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And the Grizzlies leading by 8. Daniels dishes to Conley. Outside Gasol. Conley kicks to Gasol. Memphis moving that ball around. Just 4 to shoot. On the left block. And another miss by Memphis. Jazz trail by 8. Pass to Hayward. Now here's Matt. He has 6. Gobert, the screen. Here's Hood. Good, and the nice assist from Mack. Hood's got 4 points this quarter.
The quick trigger. Hood piercing the defense with the effective catch and shoot J.
Now Conley. He has 7. Picked by Williams. Randolph passes to Conley. On the wing, Williams. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
And Mack kicks to Gobert. To the paint. Hayward outside. Diaw sets the pick for Hayward. Shot on the wing. And that one comes up a bit short.
Right now, he's trying to find the mark. Unfortunately, he's starting to feel a little bit desperate.
Good looking screen by Gasol. Down low. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Gasol's got 13.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Hayward kicks to Gobert. Diaw. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots at the game right here. And that one falls for Diaw. And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Martin's checked in for Gasol. Carter comes in for Williams. And it's Harrison in for Mike Conley. Utah also making some changes. Derek Favors checked in for Rudy Gobert. Johnson comes in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Joe Ingles in for Rodney Hood. And Diaw drops them both.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Martin the screen. To the paint. Here's Carter. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Really a good season for him overall last year when you look at the number, 83% from the line.
2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Trey Lyles checked in for Boris Diaw. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And year after year, Derek Favors making steady improvements, Steve, and he's still entering his prime.
Well, he came in as a rebounder and a defender, but now he's back to the basket game. He's comfortable. Now his face-up jump shot, but what I love is one dribble to the rim and he can finish. Offensive game has definitely improved at all levels.
Here's Harrison. Pass to Randall. And again, Memphis no good.
Not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
No, not at all. When you see him guarding you, just try to move the basketball on.
There's Harrison. Randolph a screen. Harrison passes to Randall. Shoots from 12. That doesn't go either for Randolph. Jazz trail by 4. Mack dishes to Ingles. Lyles kicks to Favors, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Zach Randolph.
The former 3rd overall pick in the 2010 NBA draft, Derek Favors is a gifted big man and a crucial player to this team.
And this is his 2nd trip to the line in the game.
It was a little bit of a battle for him all season long. Last year, only shooting about 71%.
And that one misses. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. And the Grizzlies leading by 4. Carter outside. Passes it to Randall. The dish now to Daniels. From 13. Second chance effort. And Martin with the lay-in. Good. And the Grizzlies lead by 6.
He's a great offensive rebounder, and he showed it.
Outside Favors. Back to Mack. And the pass to Lyles. The Jazz working the ball around now. Dishes to Johnson. Here's Favors. Some solid defense from Randolph. The Grizzlies have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the 3rd quarter. And there's the foul. It's on Trey Lyles. So that will be his 2nd foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. And Jarrell Martin, the 25th overall pick in the 2015 draft out of LSU. He was a country kid growing up in Louisiana.
Well, he started basketball late. He ran track and field. He played football. And it wasn't until his junior year in high school that the basketball coach brought him in. A quick study, and you can see the results right now. So he still has some time to improve.
And the first one drops. He doesn't get the second one. Jazz trail by 7. Johnson kicks to Mack. He feeds it to Favors. Back to Mack. Pass to Favors. To the left side wing. Ingles passes to Johnson. Favors dishes to Mack. Johnson for 3. And no good that time. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. Carter down low. He's guarded by Johnson. Carter the pass to Harrison. Cutting the screen. Off the screen. A rebound by the Jazz.
Good little 2-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
All you ask for is execution, and those shots will fall later.
Johnson kicks to Favors, and out of bounds as Memphis gains possession.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
A minute 42 left to play in the third. The feed to Daniels. Shoots from the elbow, and the shot goes in. 14 points for Zach Randolph.
And Randolph's skill in knocking down their mid-range jump shot is important to this team. Helps to have a big man with a jumper.
Miles kicks to Mack. Here's Favors. And it's Daniels with the rebound. And the Grizzlies leading by 9. Feeds to Randolph. To the inside. And it's Martin that time on the assist by Carter. Martin's got 5 points in the quarter. And for the Jazz, they're shooting 35% or so in the third quarter. Whatever they're trying is not working.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. There's Harrison. Outside Martin. There's 38 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. Zach Randolph, one of the toughest, most physical players in the league. And Steve, he's an emotional leader as well on this team.
Well, his approach to the game, he plays with a lot of heart. He's confident, he's aggressive, and he's a hard worker. He doesn't back down from the challenge, and he's willing to shoulder the load when he has to.
Free throw drops for Randolph.
You know, over the years, Zach Randolph has proven to be the perfect leader. He commands respect, and he gets it from his teammates.
And Utah making a change here. Exum's checked in. And Zach Randolph drops them both. 34 seconds left to play in the third. Mack dishes to Exum to the wing right side. Ball stolen. Harrison passes to Martin. It's tipped. Exum with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's Mack. Sinks the three-pointer. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Grizzlies lead by 8. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Coach Quinn Snyder.
Everybody keep shooting the ball, all right? Jumpers will go, all right? They come in flurries. You miss a couple, you make a couple, all of a sudden, bam, bam.
Wanting to keep it fast and loose, Quinn Snyder asking his guys to stay aggressive on offense.
And you have to take the shots that the system is designed to create. If you don't, everybody gets bogged down, and that creates much bigger problems.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. We've got Hayward. Exum is out there with Shelvin Mack. And it's Rudy Gobert. And it's Diaw in at the 4 slot.
And Gasol is just a big boy in the paint. There's not much you can do outside of fouling him when he has the ball in a good spot.
At the line for your Grizzlies, Mark Gasol. 2 shots.
The first one falls. The Jazz making a switch here. Goods checked in. And so Marc Gasol nails both of them.
In terms of big man, he is certainly one of the better free throw shooters in this league.
And here is Mack. Hayward outside. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to be on Zach Randolph. And Gordon Hayward with a great in-between game, too, offensively. Smitty, he's got a mid-range pull-up, able to finish in traffic.
And it's all set up because he can handle the basketball and shoot the long ball, but then also he can get to the rim and elevate over, so guys give him room. And then he understands, hey, they're going to give me that much room. Let me just pull up from the elbow, the mid-range game, and make them pay.
Hayward hits them both. And Gordon Hayward, certainly a focal point of this Jazz offense. Steve, a great ball handler, and they look to him to initiate their offense.
Yeah, and I think he's starting to grow into this role over the years. A go-to guy. At first, I didn't think he was ready for it, but seemingly now he's getting more and more comfortable at that role. And also his playmaking ability has been huge for the Utah Jazz.
Hood kicks to Hayward. And Hayward with the stuff.
The deceptive athleticism of Hayward catches defenders off guard. He can certainly throw it down.
And the Grizzlies leading by 6. Allen outside. 14 feet away. That's good from Randolph on the assist by Allen. Allen's got assist number 5 here tonight. Now here's Matt. He kicks it to Diaw. He dishes it to Hayward. 6 on the shot clock. There's the 3. And Utah, another 3.
I don't know what coach told him at halftime, but he is shooting the lights out right now.
Now Conley kicks to Gasol, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Rodney Hood. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
This could be a problem. That's his 4th foul with plenty of basketball left to play.
Williams, he's checked in for Memphis. Allen against Hood. Off the screen. Goes back up. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And really, Gasol is so talented at using his 7'1" frame to draw contact. Defenders sometimes have no other choice but to whack him.
2 shots.
And that one falls for Marcus Hall. And so Marcus Hall nails both of them.
And he's been rock solid at the free throw line tonight. A little bit of an unexpected bonus for them.
Diaw, the screen. And Mack kicks to Hayward. Top of the key, Diaw. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Jazz passing it around. Hayward can't hit.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Gasol, a screen on Hood. Gasol, a screen. Conley inside the line, and he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Hood against Allen. The 3. Mack, no luck. And the Grizzlies leading by 9. Outside Conley. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Conley is so tricky down low, creating just enough space to get his shot over the defense.
Utah calls timeout.
Start it.
to Michael Green. He's checked in for Zach Randolph. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, during the last break, I heard Quinn Snyder talking with his team. No surprise, he was not happy with the turnovers. He told them, we are giving this one away, guys. We've got to be more careful with the ball, play within the offense, and get good open shots. Kevin?
Hayward, right side. Inside. And with that shot, the Grizzly lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Boris Diaw.
The precise passing ability of Hayward, really a luxury for this team.
Outside Conley. Allen kicks to Gasol. Pass to Conley. And that one goes long. Jazz trail by 9. Diaw dishes to Hood. Diaw, the screen. Now here's Matt. Over by Conley. Off target from three-point range. For Memphis, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Again, Conley missing.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Here's Gobert. Misses off the left iron. And the Grizzlies leading by 9. Outside Conley. Allen kicks to Gasol. Now the dish to Williams. Back to Gasol. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Hood. Hood's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Passes it to Diaw. Hood dishes to Matt. High post, Gobert. Hood kicks to Mack. Three-pointer, Hayward. Not going to go that time. Excellent D there from Williams. Memphis has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. It's tipped, Gasol. And that one drops for him. Gasol's got the lead up to 11 now for the Grizzlies.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
That explains the gap on the scoreboard. Attacking offense against a defense that's far too relaxed.
Diaw with a wide open look. Good, and the nice assist from Mack. Mack's got his 5th assist in this one. Here's Conley. The pass to Green. To the inside. Here's Williams. Hayward with some nice D.
Well, he's trying to help put the game out of reach. Instead, his poor shooting is keeping the other side in this.
Wide open, couldn't capitalize. And the Grizzlies leading by 8. Outside Williams. Dishes it to Gasol. The 8-footer. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Gasol's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Marc Gasol scores from so many spots on the floor, utilizing his length and wide frame incredibly well on offense.
Diaw with the screen on Allen. Hayward against Williams. Gobert the screen. Hayward passes to Gobert. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda. Wow, wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Shooting for Memphis. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first. And he's good on the second. Jazz trail by 9. Mack with the ball. Gobert the screen. And here's Hood. Back to Mack. He feeds it to Gobert. Williams against Hayward. Leans from outside. And Utah again with the bucket.
That's the kind of strength that Hayward has, knowing how to bury shots in the face of some pretty stiff defense.
To the middle. Here's Green. And Green slams it in.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
That's about as violent as a rim rocker as it gets. A real confidence builder.
Hayward outside for three. Hood dishes to Gobert.
Love how Gobert stays active inside, picking up fouls in the process.
That one is off. Dante Exum is checked in for Utah. He hits the second from the line. And the Grizzlies leading by 8. Outside Conley. Pass to Williams. The feed now to Allen. Good looking screen by Gasol. Allen drives in. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. The first free throw is good. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Jazz trail by 9. Now here's Hayward. Feeds it to Diaw. 13 feet away. It's rebounded by Memphis. Allen outside. Green kicks to Williams. Memphis moving that ball around. Here's Conley. Utah with the rebound. Hood's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Here's Exum. A shot by Hayward, wide open. Can't hit that one. Now Memphis takes it the other way. Allen right side. Back to Williams. Allen up top. Green left side. Pocket 6. Gasol screen. Pulls up on the wing. And Conley gets it to go. The assist by Allen. Conley's got the lead up to 11 now for the Grizzlies.
Conley is so adept in pick and roll sets. The defense never knowing if he's going to pass or shoot after the screen.
And the Jazz call time here. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. Knocks it loose. Green passes to Williams. Wide open look. The rebound by the Jazz. Diaw's got 6 rebounds in the game. Hood dishes to Diaw. Looking for Hood. He gets it there. Hayward against Williams. Hood kicks to Diaw. Just 5 to shoot. Oh, yes, the turnaround. Diaw's got 11 points here in just the second half. And the Grizzlies leading by 9. Now Conley. There's the pick. Outside Gasol. The kick out to Williams. Green with a screen on Diaw. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. Now here's Exum. Covered by Conley. It's stolen by Green. Outside Conley. 1:41 left here in the fourth quarter. And Gasol gets it to go. Gasol's got 10 points in the quarter.
Having a 7-footer like Gasol who can hit the mid-range jump shot is huge. Really opens up the floor for his guys.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Drops the first one, and that brings them to within 10. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Randolph is checked in. Hayward hits them both.
The former Butler Bulldog Gordon Hayward is a guy who can play 2 to 3 positions thanks to his terrific versatility.
And the Grizzlies leading by 9. Picked by Randolph. Allen with it. Now defended by Hayward. 6 on the shot clock. Allen, that's good.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Grizzlies.
Their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low. And a great team effort, but still, what an individual performance from Marc Gasol.
What I really liked about his performance at the offensive end was that he wasn't pressing. He wasn't playing fast. There was a calmness to him. It was a smooth, steady game he played, and the results speak for themselves.
Allen passes to Randall. Puts one up from 19. And the shot no good, a bit short.
The defense knows he loves that in-between area and closed out fast.
The shot and game clock separated by 4.
No surprise, in a battle of wheels down low, the big man comes away with it.
Here's Conley. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Zach. Congrats on the win. How are you guys clicking and coming together at the defensive end?
We just talking. That's what we hang our hat on, is the defensive end. We're a defensive team. And when everybody clicking and working together, talking on defensive end, that makes us a much better team.
Really looked like you were connected at that end, Zach. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, thanking you for being with us. So long, everyone.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present our Jordan player of the game, Marc Gasol. Man, did he heat up in the second half. Everything coming up roses. It's amazing what he's capable of when he gets going.
Defensively, there are very few players as skilled as Marc Gasol. But it was more than just the defense tonight. This was a showcase of all the tools that Gasol has at his disposal. He played in the paint, and that was the factor.
Man, he took his game to another level tonight. He wasn't hanging in the background. He was their alpha dog. Arf, arf. And he got the crowd going wild.
And that's it for tonight. But we've got a whole new NBA season ahead of us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again very soon.